now we get to tonight, and the Boston Red Sox, who did not play yesterday, are ready to roll in L.A. against the Angels, and it's Ohtani and Price. What a matchup and what a series this should be between two teams that are both off to phenomenal starts. And joining us to talk more about the Red Sox, Ian Browne, Red Sox reporter for MLB.com. Ian, good morning. Roger Weiland, Chris Honorado, ESPN Radio in Albany. How are you?
I'm great. How you guys doing?
We're good, man. We're good. And I guess, right, really good start for Boston. It's kind of the start that the Yankees were hoping for. We knew Yankees and Red Sox would be the two teams atop the American League East. Boston has lived up to the preseason hype at 13-2, Ian.
Yeah, they played really well. You know, they didn't really get a lot of preseason hype. I didn't feel like, you know, the Yankees were the team everybody was talking about with Stanton and Judge and Sanchez. And, you know, I always worry about those teams that are built too much on power hitters because, look, power hitters go hot and cold throughout the course of the season. So you like to have a little more of a well-rounded team. And the Red Sox are doing a little bit of everything, but especially their starting pitching. And their starting pitching has been pretty much dominant in, you know, all but I think 2 games this year, and that's been the difference so far. And
to see David Price on the mound tonight, because the last time we checked, he was leaving a game with something wrong with his hand or tingling in his hand. What did that exactly turn out to be with Price?
Yeah, I think the injury is much about nothing. It was about a guy who doesn't like to pitch in cold weather, and a guy whose body doesn't really respond to. I mean, we were talking about a night where it's sub 40. It was probably 38 degrees out there. And, you know, he just couldn't feel the ball. And he was fine later that night, so really wasn't even injured. Hopefully he can find a way to better deal with the cold once October hits, because you're going to want him out there in some of those big games.
I mean, who could blame him? Yoenis Cespedes has one of the greatest lines of all time during a Mets postseason run. This weather isn't for playing baseball; it's for napping. So I don't really blame David Price.
I would agree with that.
Ian Browne of MLB.com with us here on Big Board Sports. Ian, I don't know how much Major League Baseball players like to look ahead, or at least admit that they're looking ahead. But was anybody talking about the showdown with Shohei tonight in the Red Sox clubhouse?
Yeah, a little bit. There wasn't much time to talk about it because we had that Sunday game where it was 32 degrees or whatever it was, and then they were technically still supposed to play another game on Monday, but then that ended up getting rained out. But yeah, I mean, a couple guys talked about it. I mean, Chris Sale really gave him a lot of credit. He said he can't imagine doing all the routine you need to do to be a starting pitcher and then to go out there and hit in between and hit the way he has. And he said, Sale said, anybody who doesn't respect somebody who can throw 100 and then hit 100 out of the ballpark, he said, you know, something's wrong with you. You can't respect that. So, yeah, I think the guys are excited about this challenge, and they realize all the hype Ohtani's getting, so I think the Red Sox would take some satisfaction being the first team to sort of put a dent in his armor, really.
Ian Browne with us, Red Sox reporter, MLB.com, Red Sox and Angels tonight. Boston, Ian, off to winners of 13 of the last 14, off to the best start in 118 years as a franchise. Are there any weaknesses on this team right now?
You know, I think the setup relief is still a little bit of a work in progress, where you just don't know, like, who's going to come in and which inning, and that whole thing has been a little inconsistent, so that's the one thing I would keep an eye on. But as far as starting pitching, and the offense goes, no real weaknesses right now. It's very well balanced on both fronts. Anybody in this lineup can hurt you. Jackie Bradley Jr. really hasn't swung the bat well yet, but you know we all know he's good for probably 2 good hot streaks a year. So I'm sure that'll come soon. But he's catching everything in center field. The Red Sox look they look really good. I mean, you just hope they get Xander Bogaerts back healthy pretty soon because he was off such a great start.
Yeah, we always in the preseason we're talking about, okay, both Yankees, Red Sox look they're going to be able to score some runs, no questions asked there. But which team would have the better starting rotation? And I guess that's still to be determined. But you're right, Boston has been really good. Even a guy like Rick Porcello, not coming off a great year, has looked really strong out of the gate.
Yeah, I mean, don't forget this guy is just 2 years removed from winning the Cy Young Award. And if you look at, like, the last few years with him, he's kind of been an every-other-year guy, where he was good in 14 with the Tigers, he was bad in 15 with the Red Sox, he was great in 16, he was bad in 17, so this could be that even year for him to hit on. But, yeah, he's looked really good, and really he seems like he has his confidence back. He did some work with Derek Lowe, of all people, in spring training Lowe is a pretty good sinker baller in his own right. He lives about 5 minutes from where the Red Sox train in Fort Myers. So he was out there quite a bit working with Porcello on several aspects of pitching. So I think that helps him, and he's very confident right now. But yeah, if Porcello is good, I mean, that's a big difference maker. And don't forget, guys, Drew Pomeranz, who was 17-6 last year, he hasn't even thrown a pitch yet this year. So I think Alex Cora will probably announce today when he's going to make his season debut. It'll probably be, I would think, maybe this weekend against Oakland. But, yeah, you add him, and Eduardo Rodriguez is back now. And, yeah, this is a pretty formidable starting rotation if you have all these guys pitching well.
Stay up to date on all your Red Sox news. Ian Browne's on Twitter at Ian M. Browne with an E at the end. Ian, we've made a lot, and everybody really has for that matter, of Giancarlo Stanton's start in New York. And is it the adjustment to being in a bigger market? Is it the cold weather? Everybody kind of has their theory. How is J.D. Martinez adapting to life in Boston?
Yeah, he's not off to his best start either. I mean, he's starting to come around a little bit, but I think with JD, it's different because, he had that crazy winter where he was a free agent pretty much the entire winter and even into spring training, and he came in and just was trying to play catch up. And he's starting to, he hasn't perfected his swing yet the way he wants it, but he's come through in some big RBI situations, but he's been very comfortable in the environment and with his teammates. It's just a matter of really perfecting that swing. This is a guy who's pretty obsessive about his swing and puts in a lot of work behind the scenes. So yeah, I think he's positioned himself well because he's still driving in runs, even though he's not, he's not up to a great power start yet. I think he has 3 home runs right now, but he'll heat up.
Ian Browne, Red Sox reporter, MLB.com. We appreciate a few minutes here on Big Board Sports. Should be a fun one to watch tonight. If nothing else, fans want to tune in to see Ohtani a little bit tonight. They haven't had a chance to focus on that young man, but we appreciate it. We'll be back in touch down the road.
Okay, guys. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks, Ian.
Ian Browne, again, MLB.com. He covers the Boston Red Sox.